It is about 12:13 a.m. I'm going up to camp later on this morning. It is July 13th, as of right now. And I just watched the Artemis Fowl movie that Disney just released a few weeks ago, a month ago, whatever. I gotta say, I was generally really surprised. I knew it was gonna be good. It's Disney and it's Artemis Fowl. So for those of you who don't know, Artemis Fowl is a book series, and I grew up reading it. So to see it get played out in video form and on the big screen and done professionally, it was so cool to me to see that. And I was just really blown away by how well they did, because like I said, I knew it was gonna be good, but they just really knocked it out of the park. And I gotta give props to the cast. They really killed it. There are some times where it's kid actors are robotic, or some people just are whiny, so I wasn't really sure how that was gonna play out, but no, everybody was exactly on point, and it was awesome. There's a fly in my room. Get out of here! Waving at the camera. He's mesmerized by my bright lights, because those lights are really bright, though you can't necessarily tell. But yeah, no, I was just a huge fan of the movie. I was severely impressed, and hopefully they are able to make a sequel. And I don't remember much about the books, but what I do remember was really good. For example, I remember the names, Mulch Diggums, Holly Short, obviously Artemis Fowl himself, Artemis Fowl Sr., his father. I remembered a lot of that. So, though I didn't remember a lot of the fine details, but watching it happen, I was like, oh yeah, that's something I remembered. And I don't know, it was just a really good movie. I was just really impressed by the production of it and everything. And so for those of you who don't know, so go watch it if you haven't. But if you don't know already, and even if you do, I'll just remind you. Mulch Diggums is a dwarf. He's a giant dwarf. And in the movie, he's played by Josh Gad. Brilliantly, I will say. He's not like Olaf, where it's he's a constant comic relief. Especially from Frozen 2. It's no, this is serious, gritty, legit. I'm not discrediting Josh Gad in any way. I think he's awesome in everything I've seen him in. But this might be my favorite role of his. And it may just be biased because I hold the movie and the story and everything so close to my heart, and from my childhood and stuff. But he's just really, really good in the movie. He's not the high pitched Josh Gad voice or whatever. He's a deeper, gristlier voice, and he uses that through most of the movie. And even when he screams or shouts, he doesn't go high pitched. He tries to keep it as gristly as he can, because he's a very serious character. And Mulch Diggums is the comic relief of the movie, so it made sense to have Josh Gad play him. And they knew it was going to be Josh Gad. Disney knew that they were going to cast Josh Gad as Mulch when they were writing the movie. And so Mulch, what he does is he's kind of like a mole in a way. So he basically, what the dwarfs do, or him at least, because he's a tunneler, I think they call it, he unhinges his jaw, and it goes from a normal size, and this is the thing in the original books and stuff too. He unhinges his jaw, and it goes from a normal sized mouth to just this ginormous dirt chomping machine. So in the book, he does it a few different times, and he does it a few times in the movie. And I don't know if it was in the trailer. I can't remember. It's been a while since I saw the trailer, but it looked so good when he he's unhinging it. It looks awesome. It's so good. And to see Josh Gad, I will say this: I don't know if he grew his hair out for the role, or if they gave him a wig and a fake beard. But I would guarantee he actually grew his hair out. But it looked so convincing and so good. I think he should have his hair like that all the time, or at least when he's doing serious gritty roles. This was a kids movie through and through, but it was just such a good movie. There are a bunch of kids movies that adults and teenagers and stuff love. It's if you watch these movies, you will generally feel happy. I generally felt childlike wonder when I was watching this movie, just because of not only the fact that it was so perfect especially compared to what I remember. But it's also for the fact that it's just fun. Like, the premise is just fun. And, like, the concept, like, it's just a fantasy, just dream, It's just awesome. And I really liked it. And I will say, they have some big names in it. So, obviously, Josh Gad, who plays Mulch Stiggums. They have Colin Farrell, who plays Artemis Fowl Sr. They have Judi Dench, who plays Commander Root. I almost said Hoot. And there's definitely others too. I'm just discarding because I can't remember, honestly, because I watched it like not long enough ago for me to remember it. But they had a great cast, big names. Even the people that I didn't recognize, they killed it. The set was awesome. The CG was awesome. It was just really, really well done. Like, I'm a huge fan of fantasy movies, and like there are some things movies from childhood book series and stuff like Percy Jackson, for example. That the movies are awful. Like, I will watch them and I will enjoy them, but at the same time, if I'm really paying attention and comparing to the books, they're really bad and not even close. And the second one is by far worse than the first one, just because they tried to shoehorn in the entire second half of the series, or the entire series except for the first book. So that, it's like I can watch it and enjoy it, but it's not as good as reading the books, because the books, they're really long and it takes a long time, but oh my god, are they entertaining. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's all I got for you guys this week. Go watch the movie. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next week.